Welcome to This Explainer, where we're diving straight into Cinema Hub Official's breakdown of Inception. Today, we're unpacking the incredibly complex architecture of dream layers, the sheer terror of the limbo concept, and, of course, the true meaning behind that heavily debated spinning top ending. Let's get right into it, because understanding the rules of this universe changes exactly how you view that final frame.
So picture this. What if you could actually slip into someone's mind and steal their deepest, darkest secrets without them even having a clue? Sounds like a total superpower, doesn't it? But what if doing so meant taking on the terrifying risk of losing your own grip on reality? That is the exact dilemma at the very heart of this story. Because when you're operating in that subconscious space, you are completely and totally vulnerable.
All right, first up, the mission of Inception. We've got our main guy, Cobb. He's this extraordinary thief, literally the absolute best in the world at extracting ideas from people while they sleep. But for his final high-stakes heist, the whole script gets flipped. He has to pull off Inception, meaning instead of stealing a secret, he has to successfully plant an idea into a target's mind so incredibly deep that the target wakes up fully believing they came up with it themselves. Now, this is widely considered almost impossible, but Cobb, he's got to take the job. It is his one and only shot to get his old life back, or he risks losing absolutely everything.
Which brings us to the actual mechanics of traversing those dream layers.
To pull off a job this complex, you can't just put someone to sleep and hope for the best. You have to go deep. Cobb and his crew literally have to descend through multiple, increasingly dangerous layers of the subconscious. It's basically a dream, inside another dream. Cinema Hub Official maps it out into 3 distinct levels. First, you have Level 1. A rainy, city-like dream where the whole mission kicks off. Then they drop down to Level 2, a hotel, where the physics of the mind just completely start to fracture, and gravity literally breaks down. And finally, they plunge into Level 3, a heavily fortified, snowy fortress to make the critical play. It is an incredibly meticulous, psychological descent.
But here is the kicker, the golden rule of this universe. As they drop deeper into these layers, time dramatically slows down. A few seconds up in the real world, that turns into minutes on Level 1, hours on Level 2, and literal days on Level 3. This just totally compounds the danger at every single stage. Because if things go off the rails down there, you are stuck dealing with the nightmare for what feels like a really long time.
Now, let's talk about the absolute worst-case scenario, the dangers of Limbo.
See, there's a place even deeper than that third level. It's this unconstructed, frankly terrifying psychological void that you plummet into if you push the boundaries too far, or worse, if you happen to die in a dream while heavily sedated. This is Limbo. It's basically the basement of the human mind, where reality is entirely broken. Remember how time slows down as you drop levels? Well, down in Limbo, time stretches out into infinity. Decades can pass in what's just a couple of hours in the real world. And the absolute scariest part? Dreamers can lose their minds forever down there. They forget they're even dreaming and just accept Limbo as their actual reality.
And it's down here in this void that Cobb is trapped with his late wife, Mal. But we find out pretty quickly that she isn't actually real anymore. She is this highly dangerous, inescapable projection of his own intense, crushing guilt over her death. Because Cobb feels responsible, his own subconscious basically weaponizes her memory to sabotage him from the inside out. So to survive this, a clever heist plan just isn't going to cut it. Cobb has this deeply emotional mission he has to conquer. Step 1, he has to confront this devastating reality and make the incredibly painful active choice to finally let go of the projection of Mal. Step 2, actually escape Limbo. If he doesn't do both, he's just going to stay trapped in his own subconscious forever, and he will never see his real kids again.
All right, let's get into the main event, the spinning top explained.
Against all odds, the team finishes the mission. Cobb wakes up, clears customs, and seemingly makes it home to his kids, which leads us right to one of the most heavily debated cinematic moments of all time. To ground himself, Cobb spins his totem, the little metal top. This thing operates on a super strict binary test. If the top falls over, natural physics are working, meaning he's completely safe in reality. But if it keeps spinning infinitely without losing momentum, he knows physics are broken, and he's still trapped inside a dream.
So he places the top on the table, gives it a solid spin, and then he just walks away to greet his kids. We sit there watching it spin. Just as it wobbles, just as you think it might finally lose momentum and fall, boom, the camera abruptly cuts to black. We literally never see the answer. And that exact cut has left millions of viewers agonizing over the unresolved ending to this day. Was it reality? Was it Limbo? But according to Cinema Hub officials' analysis, we're totally missing the point by obsessing over the physics of the top. The brilliant thematic revelation here is that it was never about the top at all. It was about Cobb choosing happiness over truth. The ending isn't some mechanical puzzle you're supposed to solve. Look at his actions. He walks away from the spinning top. He doesn't even stay to see the result. He finally let go of his guilt back in Limbo. And in that final moment, he just chose to embrace his children. He chose his own happiness over needing to know the objective truth.
So, as we wrap up this explainer on the complex mechanics of dream layers, the terror of Limbo, and that brilliantly ambiguous ending, I want to leave you with this question. If you found absolute, true peace, would you even care if it was real? What realities are you choosing to accept in your own life right now? It's a pretty powerful thought to carry with you. Keep questioning, keep analyzing, and thanks so much for joining me on this